Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, I will show you how you can summarize your test reports. It can be JUnit, Allure or TestNG reports within the minutes. You don't need to spend hours using the AI. So let's begin. As a software tester or the quality assurance engineer, our final goal is to ensure the quality of the application. Now, this can be done after analyzing the execution reports. Either you are executing manually or using the scripts. Maybe you are using Selenium, Playwright or Cypress. But eventually, after execution, we need to analyze the report to understand what is happening with the application, which areas are the most problematic, which areas are the least problematic, where we have the critical issues, right? So after executing thousands of scripts, in order to do this analysis manually takes a lot of effort. In this particular tutorial, I'll show you how you can do this within a minutes using the AI. Now, first I'll do is that let me go to my notepad over here. I have written a prompt for this one. So first I will show you example with the JUnit execution report. So I will say that I will provide a JUnit execution report. Wait for me to provide the full report before performing any analysis. Once I provide it, perform the following steps. Summarize key findings, extract all the oral test results, including total tests, pass, fail, error, and skipped. Highlight top 3 failures, identify the most critical failures, and any recurring patterns in the failed test. Actionable recommendations suggest practical steps to address the failures, reduce errors, improve the test reliability, and optimize the testing process. Final summary, provide overall assessment of the test health, highlighting the areas that need attention and improvement. Generate a graphical dashboard, create an actual ready to use graphical dashboard. For example, HTML, JavaScript, Python, use any of this. And it will show pass, fail, error, and skip test, top failures, and everything. Now, let me copy this very detailed prompt and let me go to the Claude and provide this here. So after this, it will ask me to provide the JUnit execution report. Okay. So please paste your JUnit test execution report when ready. So I will go to my notepad over here. So this is my sample execution report. So I'll copy this one, go back to the Claude and paste it over here and press enter. Now what it will do is that it will analyze this report and it summarize the key findings. Overall test metrics, how many tests were there, how many got passed, how many got failed, how many got errors, skipped, total execution time, test suite breakdown, 5 tests regarding this one, top critical failures were these failures, and after that, actionable recommendation, immediate actions, fix OAuth service connection, verify OAuth service is running, and network connectivity, investigate auth error handling, review why invalid password return the 500 instead of 401, configure the permission to test environment, then process improvement. So everything. Now here it says that the overall output of this particular report is the moderate risk, but at the same time it is giving me every detail I need. Now there seems to be some problem with the report, so what I'll do is that I'll say fix the graphs in the report. So what it will do is that it will fix the graphical things here, and you have a very good visual representation of what is happening with the execution. So it will give you a very good picture in terms of the graphs. So it's working on this one, and once it will done, I will show you a very beautiful report, a final summary in terms of the visual representation, which you can present to your managers or stakeholders, right? So here you see that JUnit test results dashboard. So now this is not just a report over here. It's basically a report. On top of it, it has analysis of that report, what is happening with the application after the execution. So 8 passed, moderate risk, overall test results, 8 passed, 3 failed, 1 error, and 1 skipped. Similarly, in terms of the test suite performance, this is happening with authentication, payment, and everything, right? and three critical features, critical failures. These are the ones with the description what happened, and then actionable recommendation based on this one. So that's basically how you can summarize and you can visualize what is happening after the execution. You are extracting the core information which is useful for the next release, right? Now I just show you an example of JUnit. What I'll do is that, for example, if we are using Allure report, so we have usually like JSONs for this one. So let me copy this one and let me go back, and here what I'll do is that I'll provide the input, but here first I need to change the prompt. So I'll go to the prompt over here, and here what I need to do is that instead of the JUnit text execution report, I will say is basically Allure test execution report. And now I will copy again the same prompt, go back to the Claude in a new chat, and here provide this one here. And once providing this one, it will ask me to provide the JSON for this file. So I'll go back here. So this is the JSON. I'll complete copy this one, go back here and provide this one here. Why we are using Claude here? Because it can generate the visually appealing report which has the analysis data. So here, if you provide the partial report here, so you can the partial. So basically, I will say it's asking me the question. So this is sample report, share details based on it. So as this is a sample one, so it was trying to understand either it's the full report or the small part of this. But here you can see that overall 15 tests, 10 passed, failed 3, broken 1, skipped 1, test route failed, execution top critical failures, issue with the GWT token validation failed, most critical, then payment processing failure, high priority, then product search broken. And again, we have all the, and here it says you need attention because the success rate is 67% approximately, below the recommended 95% threshold. Critical systems affected like authentication, payment, and search. Infrastructure issues, one broken test indicates environment's problem, and the focus areas are these one. Now, based on this information which it collected from the report, now what it will do is that it will simply generate a visual dashboard. Now here generate, and here we see, because I'm using the free version, so I'm getting this one, but eventually what I want to show you here is that it will eventually create a report. So you can see that I have utilized the free messages for this one, but again you see that actionable items, process improvement, then test optimization. So enable parallel test execution to reduce the runtime. And now this information is coming from the execution report. How much it got time to execute it. What was the 3 critical errors on the top? What are the accessible items? Again, you are not limited to have the top 3. Maybe you want only all critical issues, and it can be 10, 100 or 200, right, depending on the size of the application, right? So again, this is a simple prompt. So what you can do is that you can modify this prompt as per your requirement, and you can generate this kind of a visually report where it's not just a report. At the end you have the information which is needed to focus on, which tickets needs to be fixed on priority, what are the core issues with the application, which areas has been impacted. Based on that you can plan another release. So this is really helpful because you don't need to analyze the report manually to understand what is happening with the application.